estate market look for the years ahead? Watch this video to find out. Hi everyone, I'm Sharice Walker, owner of Shocker Properties and agent with Equity Real Estate Advantage. And let's be clear, my own personal prediction of the real estate housing market for 2022 is that we will continue to see increase in prices. I believe that what we are going to see in the upcoming year is very similar to what we experienced in 2021. Prices are going up, interest rates still remaining low, and although I do believe we will see some increases in interest rates, but relative to historical rates, they will still be relatively low. The lack of inventory, the high demand of buyers, and low interest rates are a sure sign of the housing market continuing to increase. 31%? Maybe not. According to a recent report from the National Association of Realtors, growth in the housing inventory has slowed over the past decade in the aftermath of the 2008 housing crisis, creating an underbuilding gap of 5.5 million to 6.8 million housing units across the country since 2001. What else is happening that renders a positive real estate forecast for 22 is rents and housing prices continue to increase due to the low supply and high demand. We are at a 4.2% unemployment, which closely matches with the unemployment rate back in 2020. New jobs coming to the market has mostly continued to increase month over month since the pandemic hit, but we're still not back to normal. We are about 4 million jobs short, and the total non-farm payroll, which is the total number of U.S. workers in the economy that excludes proprietors, mostly has continued to rise since the pandemic hit. This graph shows the number of payroll jobs in the U.S. rising, but not quite back to where we were prior pandemic. As you can see in this graph, you'll see those numbers. But we do see a surge of home sales since the pandemic, and this year was the most amount of home sales in 2021. But in Utah, it's actually number 5 on the list. So the number of homes sold per year than in the last 15 years. The median home prices, as you can see, have soared to an all-time high at over $400,000. NAR asked 23 real estate economists and experts about their forecast on inflation. And here's a list of the experts and economists that they surveyed. The average was 4%, which, by historical standards, is still high. Ideal inflation is 2%. However, their prediction of 4% inflation is double the ideal rate, but is not as bad as the anticipated actual 6.8%, which I've now heard is even higher. So you can see this graph on the inflation forecast. What each of the 23 predicted, with the lowest predicting 2.7% inflation rate and the highest at 7.5%, with one expert predicting the average is about 4%. What about the home price appreciation? Well, according to the NAR, the average consensus is that home prices will rise 5.7% from our expert panel. But remember, last year they predicted home prices would increase by 6.8%, but the actual increase for 2021 was 20.3% overall, and actually almost 25% in Utah. So way higher than what they anticipated. So this is the expected home price changes, pointing to negative 10% on the graph. So median appreciation forecasting by 10% on the positive side, 2 experts predicting as high as 12%. And the median home price increase. So the median panelists agree that the Federal Reserve will be raising interest rates to 2 times next year. As you can see from the graph, that is the average consensus. The average being 2 with 11 experts predicting that, but 8 experts are predicting only 1 interest rate hike. It is important to understand that from an affordability standpoint, a consumer buying a home today versus a year ago, their payment is going to be less now, even though prices have gone up since interest rates are so low. So based on all of this data, with interest rates still incredibly low, and with the number of new homes across the country that are still completely depressed, and needing more new homes to support buyer demand, as well as the fewer numbers of homes hitting the market, my guess is that the 2022 real estate market forecasting is going to be hot, hot, hot. Pretty much a replica of what we see in 2021. There was so much demand and lack of inventory that prices kept creeping up. Buyers were willing to pay more for homes than what the homes were listed for across the board, and giving sellers pretty much anything they wanted. And believe me, that was a lot. Sellers had all the leverage and were taking offers with little or no contingencies, and the terms of the contract mostly were in the seller's favor. In my opinion, based upon the data this year, is going to be exactly the same. If you're looking at buying right now, now's the time, because I think by the spring, it's going to be crazy again. So a quick recap on a positive note, the economy looks good. The tide is rising. Buyers want to buy, and they want to buy a lot. Rates are low and should remain low to relative historical rates. The market is incredibly attractive to sellers, and sales will stay competitive, solid and strong next year, with continued multiple offers. And home prices will keep rising. The bad news, and what is dampening our housing market, is that we're still not seeing enough building of homes. And there are more buyers than there are homes available. So obviously the pandemic has created a challenge for us as well. It is getting harder and harder for first-time home buyers to enter the market because of the increase in prices and low inventories. So don't wait if you're a first-time home buyer. We hope that this will be helpful, and if you're looking for more real estate updates, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shocker Properties. If you're thinking of buying or selling or know someone who is, I'd love to help create a shockingly amazing real estate experience for them. And you. So give me a call and have a great day.